Oh, we're rolling. So yeah, that was the final afterthought I had pre-bed. Um, Two things. Um, it was about Tulsi Gabbard and uh, I alluded to in the introductions, which are actually both too long. So apologies for that. I'll try and do an even shorter one because maybe they won't get watched. But I'll try and make this as short as possible. And apologies for the phone thing. If it's crap, I might not even put it on there. But I just couldn't be bothered to go down to the computer right now. So yeah, Tulsi Gabbard's an interesting one. Um, because I don't know how popular she is within the Democrat voters, Democrat base, whatever they call them. She seems to have been sideswiped by the far left of the party, but also by Hillary Clinton, like a universal sideswipe. Now you'd understand that from Clinton, again, straight to Russia. Oh, definitely a Russian operative, along with I think she called Amy Klobuchar. So that's just hilarious. I mean that obsession with Russia, but I don't want to piss too many people. Oh, annoy too many people. Either way, that I thought that was quite funny, but interesting nonetheless because I think that she is the most interesting candidate in the field. One, she's hot, like, and not politician hot, like she's actually hot, hot, like, yeah, hot. Um, she seems really smart. She seems adamant against these wars, these regime change wars. She's got experience in the military. I mean, she's got a lot going for her to be president. She's a hot Hawaiian American beautiful woman, smart, but she's been chastised. She's not even on these debates, which they're going to debate in not debate, forfeit in solidarity for. Jeez, Louise. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was super weird. Because from what I've seen of her, I've seen her on the Joe Rogan thing twice, and I've seen various other interviews with her. She got shafted on that first night where she'd taken out a load of Google stuff or something, and then that got taken away from her, and she was the most Google search person. And she's been railroaded for the debates because they have to meet a certain criteria, or whatever. Um, Question is why? I I don't understand it. She's the one person, in my opinion, and again, I don't want to offend anyone who's on that side. In my opinion, she seems the most sane, most rational. I think she still wants Medicare for all, which, coming from the UK as well, we have socialized medicine here. It works pretty well. I mean, we all love it here. It's our treasured thing, but we have a very small population, and that's why we've just had Brexit, even though some people, anyway, whole other story. Um, but it's come with its problems. It becomes an endless political football, and it is another extension of the government. And the people that work there, as a result, aren't paid enough money. It's as simple as that, and they can't be. And there are problems. But having said that, it's an amazing institution, amazing organization. We've got some amazing hospitals, but we're a tiny country with the fifth largest economy in the world, so it's very different. And in the States, you have so much medical innovation that we don't have. And we have a bit, particularly where I live in Oxford, where but nothing comparable to the States, where obviously it just comes down to money and research funding, which you're able to do as a result of your private thing. Um, Tangent. So, oh yeah, Medicare for all, but generally she's just got her own set of principles, whereas the other ones are just trying to outdo each other on who's less racist and who's gonna anyway, I mustn't be too disparaging, but yeah, it does seem like a bit of a clown convention up there. Even if I was, looking at that field as voters for me, I'd be pretty disappointed if they were from a place I supported. Which brings me to the point I wanted to make in my intros, which is the not revelation, but the realization I came to, which maybe a lot of you will go, well, duh. But I think rather than doing my long video that I mentioned on impeachment, I will do that. But actually, thinking about it now, I've got some cooler ideas to do, which will be shorter. And I think if I'm trying to develop some interest in the channel, I need to do some short, sweet ones. And dare I say it, I'm going to have to start trying some clickbaity titles. That's if more than 2 people see the clickbaity titles. But yeah, what that was, real quick, was I was trying to work out what this whole hysteria with the left wing media, the complete and utter breakdown, Trump derangement syndrome, the fact they've lost their humor. They think that when he's joking and trolling them, they think he's being serious. They think he's actually not going to leave the Oval Office. It's like they forget that he's like a really old man as well. Like, he's just going to never leave. Of course he's going to leave. He's going to be fucking exhausted. He's going to be well into his 80s. I mean, he's going to want to get the hell out of there and just chill out in Florida with all the other old fogies. Of course he is. I mean, what a crazy thing to even entertain. I don't think they believe it. They're just trying to rile up people and make them think that he's some authoritarian dictator. That's what I mean. I think it's disingenuous what the media do. But also, why did the media panic? Why did you get the MSNBC lady, Rachel Maddow, just like after election night, this is real, this is it, this is your life now? And then they went on, and then she was like, Russia, collusion every day. And then that just, well, it was glorious, but also it was like a pathetic moment. I remember watching that actually live. I was in the States, this is a while back, where she had a tax return. And this is what I mean by laziness. The presumption, just the excitement to have it in her hands, and the sheer presumption that Trump is pure evil. So of course there's nothing else that could be on that document other than damning information. So there's no point even reading it. May as well save it for the big reveal. And of course the big reveal comes, and it turns out he's paid more in federal income taxes than most middle class people. It's an incredible moment, and also it's a piece of paper that's been floating around since before the campaign, and yeah, it's been floating around. So they found it like it was like this absolute find. She then did the big reveal without actually reading it before going on air, and then doing that, and this whole Russia every day, and I think it's drummed it into so many things. But anyway, that's one example. So a lot of them are still stuck on Russia, a lot of them, and then they're just so hyper partisan because they've got to the point now where they just have to back everything. But then I thought, is there more to it than that? And then it clicked when I was seeing at the committee hearings, when they're submitting, like, in a lot of cases, inaccurate news stories from left-wing news outlets into the record, And then you realize it. The left-wing media establishment, they freak out like this because they see the left-wing, they're one and the same. But when they lose power, they see it as like, mummy and daddy have got divorced. Oh my God, the whole world's imploding, and they just don't. They just think it's the worst thing in the world. They don't know what to do. They're in panic, so they do anything to try and get these people back in. I mean, they'll just turn a blind eye to corruption and all the rest of it. And then on the flip side, these people are, it's not like they're the confident arbiters of government. They are being self-aggrandized and reassured, more importantly, by their own friends in the media. So the friends in the media are backing them up and reinforcing their lies and you know, hook, line and sinker. And so the two of them do this thing. They're each other's safety cushion. So they're both freaked out. They both hate being out of power. One of them is like, it's like more of a parental dynamic. But then the other ones, they because they hear their lies and their stuff being reinforced over and over again by their allies in the media, they then start believing their own lies and start thinking, oh, well, if the media said it. But so it's like they don't realize how much these people are basically one and the same. They are basically an extension of the same party, because that hasn't always been that way. That's the way it's gone. And so this is what this phenomenon is. This is what this hysteria is because they're terrified, but then they believe their own thing. Because it clicked with me the other day, and I saw them, and they're entering left-wing news source clippings in as evidence, and you just think, hang about. So you just don't, you're not thinking, oh well, of course they're on our team, they'll just kind of write whatever. They're seeing it as like legitimate news that's backing them up, and that's why they believe their own thing. That's why, because I thought these guys are either like severe narcissist, like severely, like I think there's something wrong with them, or they genuinely believe their own crap, and that's what it is. They get it reinforced by them. Now, of course, it happens on the right to a certain extent, but it's not the same as it is with the left, because it's not just those media outlets. It's not with the vast majority of print media as well. You know, the left's comeback would always be, oh well, you know, the Conservatives have got Fox News and they've got talk radio and stuff. Well, yeah, you have to go out of your way to find talk radio. Okay, Fox News, they've got that. That's it. Left-wing press isn't just the cable news media, the written media. It is everything. It's everything in media. It's Hollywood. It's TV shows. It's movies. It's the Academy Awards. It's the late night shows. It's culture. It's culture. It's Saturday Night Live. It is everything. So they really do feel like they're the legitimate holders of power, because they get it reinforced by these like Robert De Niro and these people, and that really annoys me as well, because you never hear from the ones that have been in a few TV shows and they're not sure if they're going to get the next pilot. It's always these mega Hollywood stars that are set for life. You know that. They are loaded. You know, if there was some Venezuela type situation, that you know, they could just move to one of their villas in wherever. They got so much money it doesn't matter, and they would never have all their money nicked by a tyrannical government anyway. They'd be gone in a private jet. So none of this stuff, it has no consequence for them. So they can virtue signal, they can do all that. They can talk down to middle America. They can at the very people that made them rich by going and seeing their movies, when, you know, because it's the one thing they might be able to afford to do on a weekend. It just actually is sickening, because then they, you know, the flyover state is just contempt for these people who voted for this guy. Yes, he is what he is. He's, like I said in another video, I feel that way about my prime minister. I think he's a buffoon. I've no trust in his capabilities, in his actual competence to do the job at all. In fact, it worries me. But I'd rather have him than the alternative. And I'm not gonna go hysterical for years and then demand to overturn an election and all the rest of it. I think they made a big mistake with this, and they're going to pay. But none of that's new rhetoric. What I really wanted to throw in there was that, and if anyone ever watches this again, please thumbs up, subscribe, comment, tell me if that's a thing that I should have noticed a while ago, and also let me know if you think Tulsi's hot, because I reckon she is. I might put a silly poll I did as well. Might stick that in the description box as well. I'm going to start doing some regular, more short ones like this, and then I am going to do some edited, longer ones. And please, in the meantime, if this gets any traction, like I said, email me, submit any of your ideas, but please give us some thumbs up. Let's try and get some traction. I'd love to get some movement. Really appreciate it. Thank you, and good night from the UK, as it is, oh my god, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, cheers guys, peace out.